Welcome to Funded Academy. Today, I will take you through how to use our Partner Event Planning Toolkit. First, the first tab that you have is our event details. So this is where you will list the name of the event, the theme of the event, the date, time, location, and also the audience for the event, which is very important, who you will be inviting and who is the target audience. You will then include an overview of the event. What are the general details and what will take place? You will then link in row 13, the event page, a link to the RSVP list so people can easily refer to it, and the assets folder. So all the sponsorship details or any other vendor-related materials will go here. The next thing that's really, really important is the goals section. This is really something we use a lot with our partners is what are the goals for the event and what does success look like? A recent event we did was we had targeted 150 attendees. We also targeted to ensure that over 50% of past funders were in attendance. And then we also set the goal of having earned media as well. You'll then include key constituencies of who will be attending, who you're targeting. And then at the bottom is really the MOCA, and plus staffing roles. So the MOCA, the first M means manager. It's really the person who assigns responsibilities and holds owner accountable. It makes suggestions, asks hard questions, reviews the progress, serves as a resource, and intervenes if the work is off track. The next one is the owner. It's the person who is overall responsible for the success or the failure of the project. This person ensures all work gets done directly and appropriately, and there should be only one owner. The next is the consultant position. This should be somebody who provides input or needs to be brought into the project. Sometimes we do this if there is a marketing consultant or an event planner. The next is a helper, assists with or does some of the work. This could be maybe somebody who sends the emails for the event or helps in other ways. And then the approver. This is a person who signs off on decisions before they're final. It may be the manager, the executive director, head of school, an external partner, or board chair. In the next tab, you will include your committee members. Some organizations like to have host committees. These are the people who are going to help the success of the event. They may be responsible for inviting people to the event. They may have a financial goal for each individual committee member. And so this is where you list it along with their email and role. The next tab is the project timeline and task. So this is really, really critical, and it lays out a calendar for all the event or all the timelines and action items and tasks to make the event successful. You will mark in the first column whether it's completed. You include in column B the action items, whether it is a kickoff meeting with the committee or drafting sponsorship packages. This is where every step of the way should be included, and we have some examples that you can draw upon. Then you will note who is involved, who's the owner, the approver, the helper for this, and really important, what is the deadline? You'll also be able to include updates and notes for the event timeline and task. Next, we have the run of show. And so this helps everybody be aligned on what the program will look like for that day, whether it's the event setup, when the photographer is arriving, when the opening remarks will occur. This is really important to do almost not minute by minute, but those key markers during a run of show. The next tab is the budget for the event. And so you'll have the revenue coming in from sponsorships, the donation appeals, what is projected for the event and what is the actual. Then you'll include down here is expensive, whether it's catering, rentals, transportation, printing, contractors, and video photography, and the total total expenses for the event. Next, you'll have the projected staff expensive of what it costs. This will really help organizations see what does it really cost and take for an event. And oftentimes there will be the question of what is the net income from the event and what's the total. Next, you have the sponsor prospects. And so this is where you can put a list of all the many sponsors that you have in mind. Oftentimes we'll ask organizations for their vendor list, any past sponsors, and we'll dig deep into other future prospects. Sometimes we'll scan recent prospects, sponsors from other events that we've seen, and we'll reach out there. And then this is really important is what is the sponsorship package going to be? What are the different levels? So you can easily name them here. So what are the sponsorship names going to be? I've also used AI to help craft those names. If you have like a theme for the event, what could those sponsorship packages be? Sometimes people use platinum, gold, silver, bronze. And then thinking about the amount and what they'll get for each amount, what are the benefits? And this is really tailored to each one. We have some examples of what could be included. Then you set a goal of how many prospects are you going to identify that could come in at that level. And sometimes when you look at other organizations that are doing events, you can see the sponsors who are coming in at those amounts. In terms of targets, you have your prospects and then your targets, and then you also have your projections. So what you expect to come in, which will help you set a goal for the event. Here is where you'll include key partners to invite. Who's going to be invited. I highly recommend spending quite a bit of time on this section, really thinking through a whole exhaustive list, who's been a partner of the organization or school, politicians that should be there, community organizations, all supporters of any shape or form that should be invited. Really spending a lot of time to make sure nobody's forgotten when you when you create the invite list. If it is if it's a smaller event, then obviously you would tailor this invite list. Then the next tab is the official guest list. So this is where you will record who has confirmed their ticket and who will be in attendance. And you'll use this throughout to make sure you will help print out a check-in sheet for the event. So this is a really important sheet. Thank you.